Here's the 30-minute makeup tutorial for the middle school team for this season. Ready, set, go. A couple of disclaimers. One, I do not have 13-year-old skin. I have 26-year-old skin. So some of the, you can already see, some of the little things might be a little bit different, but the idea is to just make sure that they're performance ready. And then my second note is that this makeup is supposed to be show makeup. It's not supposed to be everyday makeup. So for example, right now I haven't taken off my makeup from the day yet. So this is like at the end of like a work day, and I don't even do like a very strenuous, I sit at my desk. So we want to make sure that the makeup stays up at least a little bit better than this, but this would be like everyday makeup that you may or may not allow your child or student to wear. But when it comes to the show, it will be like performance requirement. Also, I'm gonna try and make sure that this tutorial is more of if these are items that you or your family do not already own, I'm gonna try and make it the most available option. Like this is the least amount that we can be doing in order to be the most successful. Okay, so I'm just gonna, this is the finished look. I'm just stepping in the middle, and I'm gonna show you everything that's in my makeup bag that accomplished this look. So what you are going to need is a full coverage foundation. You also are going to use a blush. This one happens to be a cream stick blush. That's fine. You're also going to need a bronzer. If you are new to makeup, I advise you use a powder bronzer, whatever brand you want, that's fine. For your face, you will also want a sparkly highlight. I just grabbed this stick one. I used a powder one on my face, but this is also like one of these dual-ended stick ones. So this has a cream bronzer and a cream eyeshadow, or and a cream highlight. I think I go on to say that you could use this for your eyeballs also, but I used a powder one if you have just like a loose sparkly powder. The brushes you'll need to do all of that are your damp beauty blender, a blush brush, a bronzer brush, and a highlight brush. So that's what you need for your face. You could do all of that with your beauty blender, except for the highlight, because in your beauty blender will get a little bit sparkly. And even then it would be fine if you used your beauty blender. I just think it's better to use a brush for it so it doesn't get so crazy and everywhere. So that has been these for your face. Then for your eyeballs, you are going to need 2 fluffy brushes and eyelash glue, a black mascara, and then, oh, I'm so sorry. I need to go back to your face really quick. You're gonna need some concealer for your face as well. You will need concealer. Preferably a lighter color than your foundation so that your eyes can pop out. So back to the eye look, you will need 2 fluffy brushes and eyelash glue and mascara. You can get any sort of eyeshadow palette that you want. I prefer one that has colors that complement your skin tone. They can be sparkly. I added some sparkly for fun. They can be whatever you want. Just making sure that you have like a nice palette that complements your skin tone. And then eyelashes. This is just a pack that you can get from anywhere. Eyelashes and eyelash glue that dries clear. So this, you can see it in the tube, is white, and it's called brush on adhesive do not freeze. Okay, do not freeze. And then this one is, it says on the package, dries invisibly. It will also say on the package dries black, or like black. You do not want the one that dries black. The last 3 things you'll need are a red liquid lipstick. This happens to be a fancier, nicer brand. That's fine. But any brand is fine. I think a liquid lipstick is better for a show so it doesn't come off so fast. You will also need some sort of setting powder, especially if you are a student who has a more oily skin. And then you will need a setting spray, especially if you're a student who has more dry skin. I use both. You should use both, but if you have more dry skin and you can only do one or the other, then do the spray. And if you have more oily skin and you can only do one or the other, use the powder. The last thing that you actually need is a makeup remover. You can use one like this or a makeup removing wipe. And you also really need to make sure you're washing your face after show days so that you do not break out or have any other weird germs or yuckiness. Also, you're gonna be in like gyms with other kids from other schools and other germs, and you don't want their germs, and you're gonna be touching your face, you're gonna wanna be eating. Remember to wash your hands, remember to take your makeup off, remember to wash your face. Okay, have fun. Here's the tutorial. Okay, so we're gonna start with a concealer. The first thing I'm gonna do is just use a Maybelline. This is a little bit lighter than my foundation color, and I'm gonna put it right under my eyes. If you like makeup, enjoy makeup, are allowed to wear makeup in your house, then you can use, if you do like makeup and you're allowed to wear it in your house, you can use a concealer that is a little bit more full coverage and more of the same tone as your foundation to cover any of like your like skin blemishes. But for now, that's fine. This is fine. I put some on my skin blemishes on my chin, but really you just want to brighten your under eyes as the first step. You also want to wet your beauty blender. I was just going to do that off camera, and then I remembered that some people might not know that. So if you're going to use a sponge to blend anything in, you are going to want to make sure it's damp. Okay, now I prefer to not go ahead and blend this out, but that might be your preference. I prefer to go ahead and put on my foundation. This is like a drugstore brand. It's not like an easily accessible one necessarily, but this is a full coverage foundation, so it should cover all of my redness. So I'm gonna put a little bit on my forehead because you need to cover up all the redness up there. You make sure you're, oh my gosh, I'm running out, I'm sorry. And then you're gonna put some on your cheeks. Oh, that was way too much. That was plenty to go on my cheeks and my chin and my nose and my forehead. That was plenty. I thought I was running out, and then it all squoze out in one go. But then this is when I would begin the process of blending everything in. I might actually should have blended it in with my fingers first, just going like this a little bit, but that might be not your forte, which is fine. You can just go like so, like that. And then I just blend this in with the back of my sponge. This is how I do it. If you prefer to do it otherwise, that's fine. This is just supposed to be, if you've never ever put makeup on your face before, then this is what you can do. So you're just gonna blend that all the way in. You're gonna make sure you get it up to your hair, and we'll talk about hair at rehearsal in person because hair is so different for so many students. And then you also want to make sure, like my ears are a little bit reddish, so I just want to make sure my ears don't look so silly. And then you also want to blend like a little bit down your neck so you don't have a different color face than neck. And then I wear glasses. I don't wear glasses during performance. When I was performing, I do not advise that. But I just want to make sure that my glasses marks from the day go away. I probably should have put concealer over them. So you're just going to keep taking the back of your beauty blender and just going like so, like that. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And you're never going to have like a perfect face. Like, base. I meant base. So like, for example, I've got this. Fine. Okay, I think I'm pretty much blended in now. So I'm going to stop this step, and then I'm going to move on to blush. I should... this blush as an example just because it's one that I know you can pick up, but this is like a stick blush. This might be a little bit advanced if you've never put on makeup before, so I'll just put on, to show you on one side, just put like a little bit of blush on right there, and then let me find like a powder blush to show you really quick. I have a pretty extensive makeup collection, but the only like blush I had that wasn't liquid is in a palette, so I'm just going to show you how I do it if it's like a powdery. And these also come in singles. This is just happens to be what I have. So I'm just going to take a little bit of one color, and I'm just going to put it right there. And I'm going to just blend in this side with that same brush just to show you that you can blend it in with a brush, or you can blend it in with your sponge. That's okay. I wouldn't blend it in with the same side as your foundation, but if you want to, that's fine. And then you just have a little bit of color on your face. So you just have a little bit of blush on. I think I need a little bit more because this isn't going to show up on the stage. So we're just going to put a little bit more on. This isn't supposed to look cute for a school. This is supposed to look cute from far away. It's supposed to look like you have a smile, like you have like a face on, like you put on makeup on purpose in the places to make it look like you have emotions. Next, we're going to do bronzer. This is just a little one pan of bronzer. If you are more advanced and you can use like a cream or a liquid bronzer, chase your bliss, that's fine. But if you have never put on makeup before, I would go with a powder bronzer and an angled brush, or again, the sponge. You can do pretty much everything with the sponge except for your eyeshadow. So I'm just going to use this little brush, and I'm going to put it, for me, I put it where my cheekbones naturally are. So I just put it where I already have a shadow. But That is just, I'm also a grown up. So this is just where I put it. You're gonna wanna put it like a little bit like under your blush. You don't wanna put it like super close to it, just like a little bit under it. I also like to put it on my forehead. So make sure that my hair and my face like, not like blend together, but just like naturally go together. And then I'm also gonna put a little bit under my chin whenever I perform. So you can see when I'm standing up tall, when I'm projecting all the way up to the top of the stands. I'm just gonna go all the way under there, just a little bit. Okay, so that's like that for now. Oh, you're going sideways. Okay, so here's where we are. Again, this isn't what you'd wear to school. This is just for the show. Now you're gonna put on some eye makeup. You're allowed to chase your bliss, you're allowed to have fun with this, but if you've never put on makeup before, this is what you should do. Okay, so you don't have to have this palette. This is just a ColourPop palette that you can get at Target or something like that, or Ulta, and it just has a couple of colors in it. These ones, I think are fine. Again, it doesn't have to be this one, but like browns, some darker browns, some lighter browns, and you can use a shimmer if you want, that's fine, but some darker browns and some lighter browns, and this is a little bit more cool toned for me. 1 or 2 small little eyeshadow brushes. You're gonna want one a little bit fluffier, and you're gonna probably want 2 a little bit fluffier. I prefer 2 fluffier ones, but you could also have like a little bit less fluffy. Like this one just came in an eyeshadow palette that I had. So I'm just gonna take the first one and I'm gonna go in one of these lighter colors. So this one right here that's a little bit pinkish, I'm gonna use it really quick. I'm gonna dip in there. I'm gonna gently tap off the excess into my sink. I'm not gonna get it everywhere. I'm just gonna put it on my eyelid and I'm gonna brush it around. You're gonna brush it all around so that it doesn't have any harsh lines. No harsh lines. Then you're gonna get a little bit more. You're gonna tap off a little bit into the sink. Be polite. You're gonna put it all over your lid. And this could be a brown. Mine's a little bit pinkish. Yours could be a little bit more warmer. The show will have a little bit more warm tones. But this is just what I have in my closet or in my bathroom right now. Now I'm gonna take this slightly darker color and I'm gonna put it in my crease so you can see that I have eyeballs. Just right there. Do it again. Darker color, crease. You see, I'm actually just doing this whole thing with one brush because I'm moving from light shades to dark shades. And I don't have any harsh lines. I'm just going back and forth and back and forth, back and forth and back and forth. And then this is not quite enough for a show, so I would do one more darker, just one more darker, maybe this one's a little bit sparkly, but it looks like the next darkest one. Yeah, is it this one or is it this one? One of these is the next darkest one. It's supposed to be fun. Have a little bit of fun with it. So I'm gonna put on this one. It's a little bit darker. I'm gonna be gentle because this one's darker. I'm just gonna put this on my eyelid too. And I'm gonna try and focus it on the outside part of my eye. And I'm gonna close my eye a little bit just to really get it in there. And you're gonna have it a little bit more on the outside part of your eye. Just a little bit. Is windshield wiper, outside, 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 outside. Windshield wiper, outside, 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 outside. And when I'm doing outside, I'm doing like a circle. And then that wasn't quite enough, like, I'm just gonna tap, 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 tap on the outside part of my eye, just to keep it in the gradient. Tap, 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 tap. Now, if you want to put on like a sparkle on top, that's totally fine. The show is going to be more gold, so I would advise that you go with like a more bronzy or more goldy shade and less of like the silvers. But whatever makes you happy is great. That's fine. For fun, since we have it, we could put one maybe on one eye just so you can see. I'm just going to go in this gold one right here. I'm just going to put it right on top, right there. Do, do, do. Boom, done. You can kind of see the difference. Neither is offensive. I would approve, but why do you keep going to the side? Okay. And when I do the sparkle, I like to bring it in a little bit, but what you can do is take the same shade that you're gonna highlight with, which we're about to do in a second, and you can put that on your very inner corner if you want. So right now you got a pretty solid base. You can look in the mirror. You might look a little bit clownish. That's fine. You're going to complete the look with the details now. So an example would be like you could have done that eyeshadow look with like a little bit of this and putting it on right there, and then blended this in with that same brush. And then you could use this end to go like the inner corner. So like something like this, if you don't have any eyeshadow and you're not exactly sure, like I think eyeshadow palette is great, but if you want to use this, this could be your contour, your eyeshadow, and your highlight all in one. That could work. So yes, so that's an example of something. Now you could use like any sort of like loose sparkly powder, or like a highlight palette, or like a little squeezy highlighter, whatever you are allowed to use. You don't have to have a whole thing. This is just what I happen to have. And you can use any of these colors that you want. I'm gonna use this like littler brush so it doesn't get so much everywhere, but let's face it, I love it when my makeup is so sparkly, so it's fine if it gets everywhere. And I'm just gonna get a little bit of some color and I'm gonna put it right there. And I'm gonna bring it forward a little bit just for fun. And you're gonna put it right there. So it kind of goes like concealer, foundation, blush is the middle, and I like to start in the middle, and then bronzer at the bottom, and then highlight at the top. You could also go bronzer, blush, highlight, like bottom, middle, top, but I wouldn't start with highlight because then the rest of your makeup will get really sparkly, which is fine, but I just wouldn't start there. So now you're gonna have a little bit of sparkle right there, and you could also put this on your brow bone if you want to be like me when I did color guard for the first time. So now we're gonna do, I think it's easier to do eyeliner next. So you can use a pencil or you can use liquid. I used to require liquid because it would get you like a big wing, and I think that wings are really cute, but if you have never done makeup before, maybe just start with a pencil. I think black is best, and then you're going to get really close to your mirror, and you're going to try and get really close to your lash line. And we're doing eyeliner because we're about to put on fake eyelashes, and it's easier to hide the band of your fake eyelashes if you already have eyeliner on. And if you've never put on fake eyelashes before, you might not do it perfectly the first time, which is totally fine if you have a little bit of eyeliner to kind of mask it. So right now I'm bracing my elbow on like the side of my sink, and I'm leaning really close to my mirror, and I'm getting really close. I'm just taking my pencil across my eyelid, and I'm gonna go gentle, 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 gentle. And if you get it a little bit too thick, that's fine. Just make it as even as you can. As even as you can. And then for fun, you can add a little wing at the end if you want to. No pressure, that's fine. No pressure. And then if you want to, you can put some down there. I'm not going to right now because I'm going to take this off immediately after. And then this eye is really hard for me because I can only see out of this eye. So I can't close it while I do anything. So I'm going to get really close. And then I'm going to get whoop, whoop, whoop. I did my wing first, kind of on accident. Really close, really close, really close. Yep, yep, yep. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Ooh, that part's really hard for me. I can't see what I'm doing because I can't see out of my other eye. Oh, it's a little thick. That's okay. I'm gonna bring it in. Okay, you see the vision? Do you see the vision? And we put that on so that we can now put on our fake eyelashes. I have always had blonde eyelashes, so I usually put on my fake eyelashes after mascara. Like I would put on a little bit of mascara first, just to make sure that they blend together. You can choose your own adventure. It doesn't really matter, but like if your parent says to do it one way, or if your friend says to do it one way, or if your favorite person on YouTube says to do it one way, then you can do it that way. But for now, I'm not going to put on mascara first just because I just took off my mascara from the day, and there's still a little bit on my eyes because I haven't washed my face. I just took off my makeup. And while we're here, just a friendly reminder that it's important to take off your makeup and wash your face. So if you have never worn makeup before and you are just going to start because of color guard, you want to make sure that at the end of the day you are taking off your makeup gently and you are washing your face. Okay, so this is a strip lash because it's all attached up here on a strip. And then this is eyelash glue. And you're just gonna take this, it dries clear, which is what you want. You want the one that says dries invisibly up here in the corner. Can you see that? Up here it says dries invisibly. It's not the one that dries black, because that will be a danger zone for you. You're gonna take it, I hold it like this, and then I put it on my lash, just on the strip part. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Okay, so my phone fell, and in that time, my eyelash glue had time to dry. So on the next eye, I'll show you about how long it takes to dry. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my strip lash, it already has glue in it, I'm gonna gently close my eye. I'm gonna tilt my head upward just because that's easier for me. And I'm gonna place my eyelash really close to my eyelashes. And I'm gonna get the corner on the corner, and I'm gonna get the corner on the corner. I have been doing this for half of my life now. It will probably not go this smoothly for you on your first try. You have to keep trying, and you are not allowed to cry, because if you cry, then all your makeup will fall off, and then you will not be able to get this eyelash on. So stay calm. You're allowed to cry in so many points on my team. This is one time that you are not allowed to cry, because then you'll just have a bad time. And then, oh, see, it's already kind of fallen off. Just make sure the corners stick, get the middle to stick. Then you have on a fake eyelash, and you don't want to move it around too much. You want to try and stick it on, and then like, wait. Just wait here. If you have like a cutie little fan, you can like, go like so, like that. I'm starting to sweat. This is the point of the journey where I'm starting to sweat a little bit. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but you can see my blonde eyelashes under there. So when I'm done, I'm gonna put on some mascara to make sure that all my eyelashes are black. Now I'm gonna do the other one. When you peel them off of the thing, there's a lot of times there's like sticky stuff to keep it next to the package. I just gently like pick it off with my fingernail. It's also very, very important that you have clean hands. You always wash your hands before you do your makeup. You wash your hands as many times as you can, or as many times as you need to while you're doing your makeup, because I'm using my fingernail to get the sticky stuff off, and you want to make sure that your hands are clean before you put them in your eyeballs. It's also why you should never ever share, which is why every single person needs to have as much makeup as they need, especially things like things that go like on your eyeball. Like, you never want to let someone borrow a used eyelash. That is just yucky. Okay. Oh, you keep falling again. I'm so sorry. Okay. It's 7:20. You're gonna put some eyelash glue right here. Gentle, gentle, gentle. I like the one that you can paint on, not the one that you squeeze on. They also sell squeezy ones. The paint one is easier, especially for beginners. It's just a little bit, like it's not a lot. I don't know if you can tell. Like, you can't even see it on there. You're just gonna hold it for a second. In a minute, it'll, not like at a full minute maybe, but like in a little bit, it'll go like a little bit blue instead of totally clear. And when it's a little bit blue, you can blow on it a little bit. And then this feels right. You don't want to put it on your eyeball when it's totally wet, because then it'll slide around too much. Okay, now you're gonna, I can't close this eye, remember, because I can't see out of my other eye. You're gonna put this right on your eyelashes. Right there, right there. Then I'm gonna try and close my eye and do this totally blind. So I'm gonna try and get it in the corner. That felt like the corner. Was that the corner? Okay. And you're gonna hold it on. It's only 7:22. This only takes 2 minutes, literally. Okay, then you're gonna hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Now, this one's a little bit close to the inside corner of my eye, so I wanna pull it out a little bit. There we go. Cool. Oof, yeah, that's a little close to the corner of my eye. That's fine. Oh no, it is fine. We're fine. Awesome. After it dries, after a second, we're going to put some mascara on to blend all of that together. But while we wait on that, we can move on to our powder. This is my very same powder that I've been using for a very, very, very long time. You can use the same beauty blender you were using before. You can tap in. You're gonna like shake this up a little bit, then you're gonna tap in. Then you can tap this like in the lid or on your hand, or, you know, not on your clothes. And then you're gonna get it a little bit under your eye. Tap, 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 tap. Do a little again. Do a little again. Do a little under your eye. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. do it on your chin. I have dry skin. I did not used to have dry skin. I used to have very oily skin. And so this is very important if you have oily skin. If you have dry skin, it's also important to make sure that you set your makeup, but it's just different. We probably should have done this before we put on the highlight because I don't want this to like take down the sparkle of your makeup. We're just gonna kind of put this everywhere. I'm just gonna put this everywhere. Everywhere, 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 everywhere. Okay. Then after I do that, I put on some setting spray. This is an e.l.f. brand one. I really like this one because it says Stay All Night Micro Mist. And the Stay All Night one is like good for your show. And you're just gonna, like 4 is plenty. 4 is plenty, plenty, plenty. And then I like to just do it like this just because it's fun. You don't have to have a fan, it's fine. So as a recap, we've done foundation, concealer, blush, bronzer, highlight, eyeshadow, eyeliner, eyelashes. Now we're gonna do mascara, and then we're just gonna do some lipstick, and I think we'll be done after that. And you could do your eyebrows too. I have blonde eyebrows, which means you can never see them, so I probably should do more to my eyebrows, and I did do more to my eyebrows back in the day, but you are just, you know, you're in middle school. If you're not doing your eyebrows, that's fine. You can just put like a little bit, a couple hairs. If you like to do your eyebrows, that's fine. Nothing too crazy. You want to make sure people can see your eyebrows because they're also an important part of your emoting. So you also want to make sure that you're emoting up to the top. Now I'm going to take my mascara. I'm going to gently get the excess off. I'm going to gently put it on under my fake eyelash just to make sure that all my eyelashes are the same color. Gentle, 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 not too crazy. And I'm going to put a little bit on my bottom eyelashes to open my eyes up a little bit. Okay, now we're going to put on some lipstick. If you're good with makeup, you might also have a lip liner. That's great. Love that for you. That's amazing. If you do not, then you can just put on a lipstick. Also great. I actually have a liquid lipstick somewhere. That's what we need. Hold on. Okay, so my red liquid lipstick, I've got a few because I really like makeup. I really like liquid lipsticks. I really like lipstick in general. I really like red lipstick. So I do have a few of these. This one is like a nicer brand. I also have the Not Nicer brand, like any other, it's not nicer, the less expensive brand, like the drugstore brand. I have that in my car because you never know when you're going to need a red lip, so I keep that one in my car all the time. This one is in my house. This is like a little bit of a deeper red. So is this. I love these reds. I think they're universally flattering. I think they make a statement. I think you can see them from far away, which again is the point. I do think that a liquid lipstick is easier for students who are performing because it stays on longer. And if you have like a little snack or a little sip of water, it's not going to just smudge right off. It's not going to get all over your face. So you are just going to get close to your mirror and you're going to just do the outside of your lips first. So out around. And then I just put my lips together so you could do like that. And you're going to do your Cupid's bow, like the little do-do-do-do part. You're going to do the do-do-do-doos. You're going to finish out the lines. Put your lips together, and then you're just going to color in the lines. And you colored in the lines, and now you have on a red lipstick. This is pretty much the finished look for a show day. Just give me 1 second. I'll turn the camera around and show you everything that you actually need. Thank you so much. We sincerely enjoy having your child in our program, and we cannot wait to get performance ready. If they've never worn makeup before, maybe they can start practicing before the show day so that everybody is very calm on the show day morning. That's all. Have a good one. I added the everything you will need clip in the middle, so this is the finished look one more time. And if you are the student and you have any questions, you can ask them on Thursday. If you're the parent and you have any questions, you can email us at the email that it was sent out on the newsletter.